Okay, I'm just going to start this a little bit early just to kind of work out any of the kinks or bugs, hopefully a little bit before everything, of course, goes live. This is what happens when you're not a regular streamer and you have no idea what you're doing. Hopefully, there we go. All right, I think that was my issue. Nope, mute. There we go. That was the problem. Okay, we'll give this just a second to get caught back up. All right. So, hey, how is everyone doing today? I know this was kind of an impromptu thing here, but I got an impromptu package that I was expecting it, but I didn't know that it was going to be here as soon as it was. So I'm stoked about that. I'm stoked that you guys are here checking this out with me. Kind of a first look at, like I said, the TerraMaster F5-221. Let's see, who do we have? We've got Horizon in here, or did anyway. Abhishek, I apologize if I screwed that up. We've got Starkey 3000 in here as well. Thank you all for being here. Really, really do appreciate it. Hopefully everything here is looking okay. I actually got a notification from YouTube saying that my bitrate was too low. I should crank that up. However, I can't midstream. So, yeah, so I guess we're just going to run with it. And if it looks like crap, I'll have to fix it next time. But again, hopefully you guys will find this watchable. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to jump on here a little bit early to work out any of these little bugs or kinks or whatever. So if you guys could let me know in chat if you can hear me, that would be great. Would really love to know if I'm just talking to myself here, or if you guys can actually hear me. This is unfortunately, again, this is one of not my first stream, but one of my first streams. And I'm still kind of getting used to some of the stuff going on here. And I don't have anybody else kind of running things. It's just me, 3 cameras, 2 screens, and a microphone, and of course you guys. So, hey there, TVJ. Thanks for joining. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully, can somebody let me know in the chat if you can hear me and that everything looks okay. If not, we'll try to make some adjustments. But yeah, if you guys could let me know, that would be super helpful. Audio, video, good. Thanks, Starkey. Much appreciated. So this is kind of weird. So TerraMaster reached out to me earlier this week, and they were like, "Hey, we like your content. Would you be interested in checking out one of our NAS devices?" And of course, last year, I think in January, February of last year, Synology reached out to me and sent me their voice volume. Yeah, I can sure try to. I don't want to clip it too much. Let's see. Oh, now we're getting into clip territory. We're going to give that just a second. Right. A little bit rate warning. You still have graphics. Oh, that's good to know, TVJ. Appreciate that. So hopefully I turned it up a little bit. I'm just afraid of it clipping. Reno of Experts, thanks for joining. Do appreciate that. So anyway, like I was saying, so Synology reached out to me last year and was just like, "Hey, we want to send you a device. What do you think?" And of course, I was like 10,000 subscribers, 10 to 15,000. So that was a huge deal for me. And it still is, man. That's a beast of a machine they sent. But here recently, to kind of introduce what's going on here, TerraMaster reached out. In fact, if I do that, here is the TerraMaster data storage master that they sent over. We're going to kind of cover some of the specs of this, and then we'll kind of tear it apart and go from there. But volume is low, man. See, I was afraid of that. Man, there's so little I can do. Let me see. Volume mixer. Do speakers. That's not what I wanted. Let me see. Sound settings. Let me see if I can go into here. Oh, you know what the heck? Let's do that. Oh, that is really low, isn't it? Sound devices. See, this is why I'm super stoked that you guys are here helping me out, because again, this is still that my volume's at 100% on the PC there. That's for headphones. Yeah, man, that's maxed out. Phantom power's on. That's man, I wish I had something I could do here. You know what? Let's do this. I have an idea. I do. Let's add some gain via a plugin, and let's jack that up. Let's bring that up like 5 decibels, and then we'll give that just a second and see if that helped. Let's see. Hopefully, maybe that's a little bit better. Again, I don't know if I can monitor myself. Let's see. Oh, now I'm monitoring myself a little bit. Now I'm getting all confused. This is, see, give me just a second. Okay, did that help at all? I know there's a huge delay, and that's really screwing me up here. Okay, thank you, Starkey. Appreciate that. So, let me mute myself over here just so I don't have to listen to myself. All right, so here we are. I think we're good to go at this point. And hey, we're still 6 minutes early, so I'm stoked on that. So, again, thank you to everybody joining. Looks like there's about 11, 12 of you here, and I'm stoked about that. Again, this is an impromptu thing, so I'm stoked to have you guys here. Dario, thanks for joining. Appreciate that. So TerraMaster asked if I'd be interested in checking out their F5-221. It is a 5-bay device. You know, let me just do this. Let's come up to here. There we go. So, oh, cool. Thanks, TVJ. Appreciate it. So here we are. We're on their website here. I'm just going to accept the cookies, I suppose, because that's what we're going to do. So this is the F5-221, the 5-bay NAS for small business and personal cloud storage. Now, I love the idea that it is a 5-bay device, just because having multiple drives gives. Looking at the app on the TV sounds good. Cool. Thanks, Rock and Rolf. Appreciate that. So let's talk about this. We've got an Intel dual core 2 gig. I believe it boosts to 2.5 gig, and that's. I'm kind of sad that. There we go. Let me just do this because I'm gonna end up. I'm just gonna bring me up here. There. Now I'm up there. Cool. So I like the idea of having 5 drives. I would like to have 6, but what do you do, right? It supports supports hard drives up to 18 terabytes. I'm not going to put anything like that in there for right now. I actually reached out to or asked them if they would be willing to provide drives for me, and they weren't able to do that. So I'm going to have to get drives on my own. That's fine. I've actually reached out to Seagate. Still waiting to hear back on them. Or from them. If I don't hear anything back, I'll cheap out and buy some like 5 terabyte drives and throw them in here for some basically be backup for my Synology drive, most likely. But it's also got 2 gigabit LAN ports for redundancy. Appreciate that. That's always good to have. So let's see here. It looks like we've got all fairly standard stuff. It looks like it's got multiple layers of data protection, automatic scheduled backups. I'm curious about how that's going to work, seeing as how it's just a single device. We can do. Looks like it's got BTRFS file support. It has RAIDs 1, 5, and 6. It's got AES hardware encryption or hardware folder encryption and network transport encryption, and cloud drive data backup. Let's see, next generation file system. That's going to be the BTRFS most likely. Yep. So 4K Ultra HD encoding. I'll be curious about that, to be completely honest, because my Synology device doesn't encode very well, and it's a 4 or 8 core Xeon processor. So I'll be curious about this because the transcoding on that Xeon doesn't work very well. So I'm definitely going to have to check that out. As far as the operating system, I would assume that it comes with its own operating system. If not, that may be fun to do several videos on. We'll see what happens and kind of what we can do with it. But looks like it's got a private. It says private space in the cloud. That's good to know, Dario. Appreciate that. I'll definitely be curious about what I can install on here for an operating system. Maybe I could throw like True NAS or something like that on there. I'll be very curious to test that out. But we'll get into the guts of it here in just a little bit and kind of talk about what's in there, what we can do with it. True NAS Online for simple remote access. Even if it didn't have that, we could set that up through Nginx Proxy Manager and a domain name, that sort of thing. It looks like it's got its own app collection here, which makes me think it's got its own OS on it. It looks like it's got a TerraMaster. Yeah, it really does look like it's got its own operating system. A TerraMaster OS, it looks like for version 4.1.x. So it looks like it's got that its own OS on there. I really would like to try out True NAS. The problem with this, that's got to know that's fine. That I don't think they actually cover on this page is that, let's go here to specifications. That's the features page. So let's look at the specifications page. Man, their website's super, super slow. Okay, so that's tiny. Let's zoom in. There we go. Oops. So it has an Intel Celeron J3355. So this is a very low-end CPU. On the flip side of that, it will have, it should have a fairly low TDP. Let's actually say TDP. Oops. 10 watt TDP, it looks like. So fairly efficient. Of course, with that lower TDP, we're not going to get quite the results we'd really want. So we've got, looks like this chip was released in Q3 of 2016. Recommended customer price $24. It's got a 14 nanometer architecture. Total cores, total threads are both 2. Base and boost frequencies are 2 and 2.5 respectively. 2 megabyte cache and a 10 watt TDP. So let's see. I believe, Dario, that we can put Docker on it. We are going to cover that here in just a little bit. So it comes with 2 gigs of RAM. So basically it looks like we can, it says up to 6 gigs of RAM. I did some research and I've seen people with up to 10 gigs. So the problem with this, in my opinion, is that it's got 2 gigs of RAM soldered to the board. And that's unfortunate in my opinion, because that gives us weird numbers. If we are able to throw an extra 8 in there, we get 10 instead of, anyway. I kind of wish they'd had a dual channel option versus a 2 gig onboard soldered and then an expansion port. But we'll take a look at that. TerraMaster reserves the right to replace memory modules with the same higher frequency. That's fine. So it looks like, again, it'll support up to 90 terabytes, 18 by 5, but it'll support up to a single 108 terabyte drive. Looks like it has drive hot swap. Look, I think that's supposed to be a check mark there. Let's close that. That's annoying. Hard drive vendors. Okay. Internal drive supports ext4 and BTRFS. However, external drives will support ext3, 4, NTFS, FAT32, and HFS plus. So it looks like we've got 2 1 gig Ethernet ports, 2 USB 3 ports, no USB 2 ports. Couple of 80 millimeter fans on the back. We've got some different fan modes, some different noise levels. Power supply is 90 watts. That's pretty impressive. Limited warranty. All right. So I mean that's pretty much it as far as the specs are concerned. I mean, we might try all kinds of different stuff on here, Rolf, if we're able to do our own thing here. So yeah. So I think that's kind of it there. Let's look at. Let's see. We looked at features. I think. Let's click that. Yeah, that's where we just were. Let's. Somebody asked about Docker. Let's see if it actually says anything about Docker anywhere here. Well, I'm not seeing Docker yet, but we might be able to get that set up. Looks like that's Plex in there. And again, 4K. All right. Well, I tell you what then, let's just jump over to my other camera, get this thing out of the box and open it up, take a look at it, open it up, see what it looks like here, and just kind of jump into it. So let's push that button on the Stream Deck there. So here we are on my desktop. Let's pop this open. I'm going to try to have a better solution for this camera up here. I'm actually using my cell phone and Droid Cam X to make this work. So let's get this thing open up. And broke the box. That's fine. Let's get this, that accessory box here. I don't know if you guys can see that because of all the stuff in the way, but let's get this out. So let's get that back into frame. All right, so we're in a bag here. There are the fans there on the back. That's good. I'm glad to see that. All right, so let's look at the back first because that's where we were. So again, a couple of 80 millimeter fans, an HDMI port, a couple of USB 3 ports, again a couple of gig LAN ports, and a 12 volt in barrel jack connector there. And that's really it on the back. Not much going on there. Let's look at the bottom. Looks like it's got some ventilation, so I appreciate that air can come in through here. That's cool. Ooh, those are amazing. I know that's a weird thing to say. I don't know if you guys can still hear that. Let's move that over closer to me. I apologize for that. Let's bring this over here. Yeah, soldered onto the board. Again, that's an assumption. I'll have to open this up and see, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case. Again, I've got a laptop that'll pop some RAM out of here in a bit. Anyway, these are super wiggly, like super squishy, which means that if there's any kind of vibration from the drives inside, we shouldn't hear that. Just with the way those are set up. Here on the front, let's turn that around so that it's facing you. There we go. So it's the F5-221. It's got 5 hard drive LEDs, a LAN LED and a power LED. I would actually have liked to have seen 2 LAN LEDs there. I know that's being super picky, but there are 2 LAN ports. So there's 5 hard drives and there's 5 LEDs for those. There's 2 LAN ports. Why aren't there 2 LEDs? Anyway, just one of those weird things. I really feel like there should be 2 LAN LEDs for that. So these just pop out. That's pretty straightforward. And they flex a little bit, so you can get your drives in there, and they've got the rubberized. Oh yeah, so these actually pop out. There you go. That'll make it easier to install those, and then of course those just go straight in, like so. So pretty straightforward there. Let's get that back in there. And of course, that's gonna be the same for all 5. Pretty straightforward stuff. We've got a warning. Just a sticker over here saying, hey, reach out to us. We'll get back to you within 24 hours. So that's good to know if I've ever got any issues. Let's tell you what, let's just take this thing apart. So there are going to be a total of 6 screws, 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Luckily I brought the right screwdriver to get in there. That bigger one wouldn't have done it, I don't think. All right. So, hey, looks like we've got some more people in here now that are being quiet. How's everyone doing today? I know we've got people from all over the place, and I am stoked about that. Man, that seems all right. There we go. Kind of doing this blind here. 2, right. And one more, hopefully this will be everything we need, and then hopefully this should just pop off. Hey, look at that. All right, very cool. All right, so over here, so we've got the fan cables coming over to here that plug into the board, right there under my stupid finger. Right there's where they plug in, so I'm just gonna pop those out. Oops, maybe, come on. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, so of course I'm gonna screw that up. All right. I think that's all the screws. Cool. So yeah, just a couple of basic 80 mil fans. So that's cool. Oh, man, I could probably put another. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty straightforward stuff. This is all made out of plastic, which I'm okay with overall. Let's see here. Can I take? Oh, hey, that just slides right off. That's beautiful. Love that. All right. Okay, so let's see. Interesting. So we've got our back plane here. We've got all of our I/O that we saw in the back. There's a little reset button right there. Hopefully you can kind of see that under my finger. Right there. Is that a reset button? I don't know what that is. Oh, because the button's on the top. And it looks like this is actually connected via a PCI slot here on the board. Pretty straightforward as far as that's concerned. So let's look at the back. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to assume that these are all 512 meg chips. And it's going to equal up to be 2 gigs there. And of course, we've only got one RAM slot on the back. That's unfortunate. I am kind of sad about that. But I mean, this is a fairly entry level device. Tell you what, let's jump over here to Amazon and just see. Yeah, so this is. All right, here we go. So this is the TerraMaster. This is the one we're looking at. That retails for $379 at the moment over on Amazon. So again, I would have liked to have seen more. I would have liked to have seen 2 of these so that you could put more RAM on there. It may have just been a limitation of the board design. It could have just been for being cost effective. Kind of hard to say what their logic was on that. Let's see, Dario. I'm not actually sure at this point. My Synology device has Seagate Exos drives in it, but I'm not actually sure. Sorry, I had to move this in the way. So I'm not actually sure what drives I'm going to put in it yet. I reached out to Seagate to see if they would be willing to send over some drives to throw in here. If that doesn't work out, I'll probably go with some Iron Wolf Reds. I think they're Iron Wolf or some Reds. I don't know. Let's look up 4 terabyte hard drive. That's where I was getting the red. So I might just throw in 5 of these Iron Wolves. I mean they're $80 a piece right now. So $400 to get the drives populated in there. So not terrible actually. They've got some. I don't want to do refurb drives. These are computes. They're even cheaper. I don't know. Should I go the Barracudas or the Iron Wolves? What do you guys think would be the better option for that? I'll have to think about that. Of course, I'm open to whatever you guys might have to say about that as well. I agree with the idea of putting some Noctuas in there. Just that's actually what I did for my Unify device that I had set up. I actually did put some Noctua fans in there. So I mean that's basically it. There's not a whole lot going on in here. I suppose I could take a closer look at the board itself. So let's move some screws around. I really need to get one of those little magnetic dishes to put. Oh, you know what? Let's use the big screwdriver here. What are we doing here? Holy crap! My camera died. What the heck? What happened? Oops. What in the world? That's really, really strange. Well, my camera died. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, you know what? I'm stupid. That's what happened. Maybe. There we go. That was bizarre. I'm pretty sure. Oh, geez. I'm pretty sure this is going to be DDR3. Come on, will you focus? There we go. Yeah, so pretty sure this is going to be DDR3. Yeah, the camera's coming back, I promise. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it died. So anyway, we're back up. Hopefully you guys are able to see that now. Let's put this back over here a little bit. Carvolix, that's a good question. I didn't. So in both cases, the companies reached out to me. I do have a Synology DS21 XS Plus with 6 8 terabyte drives in it that has been up and running solid for over a year now with no issues. I actually ran into an issue the other day, but it corrected itself, so I was super stoked about that. Let's see, I think, there we go. All right, so here is the main board as it is, so that's interesting. Let's get this back over to here so we can get a better look at this. So right here is going to be obviously our processor with the heatsink to keep that cool. We've got some more fan headers. I think that's interesting that there are 4 additional fan headers that would actually, that's interesting too. So these are just standard fan headers. That's interesting. Also, what I find interesting is that this, I'm willing to bet, is the OS drive. This is probably what, like an 8 gig drive. I'd have to plug it in, but I'm willing to bet that that's the OS that comes on there. So if I had another one of these, which conveniently I do, that's 128 gigs, I could probably put a different OS on there and boot it that way. So that might actually be a project to demonstrate on the channel on how to install different operating systems on this device. Let's see. So that's kind of it. That's very, very straightforward. Again, unfortunately, I don't have any drives to throw in it right now. I just kind of wanted to tear it apart, look at it, see what you guys think about it. Looks like it's got a little speaker on there, right there. But yeah, not much going on here. Anything on the bottom? Nope, we already looked at the bottom. Yep. So that's basically it, I think. So yeah, let's come back over to here like that. That should be fine. Yeah, I agree. So to go back to the question of why did I choose TerraMaster over Synology? I didn't. Last year, Synology reached out to me and they sent me, like I said, a DS21 XS Plus, I think. Anyway, they sent that to me, kitted out with 16 gigs of RAM, some hard drives, that sort of thing. It's been solid. I've actually been wanting to get a second NAS to run as a backup because I want to have backups of all of my data, obviously. So when TerraMaster reached out, I was thrilled because again I wanted to get another device, and I wanted to be able to kind of experience some different stuff other than just one, just one family of products like the Synology. Getting into the TerraMaster thing, it's a low cost, and I think that's probably why TerraMaster reached out to me, was because not everybody can afford. In fact, I can't afford the Synology device that I've got over there. So if you think about it, that Synology device, just the box is like $1,500, and then you throw in 48 terabytes of enterprise grade hard drives, and it goes up to like $3,000. I can't afford that. most people right now can't afford that. I was just very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. Whereas when you've got a device like the TerraMaster here that retails for $349 for the box, and then you can throw 20 terabytes of hard drive in it for $400. So now you're in $1,100 all in, right? That's all in on this device for like, let's call it $1,000, versus being into just the Synology box for $1,500. I think for a price comparison, for just kind of getting into NAS, if you're just looking for a solid backup solution, I think this TerraMaster will be a solid option for that. Of course, that's all speculation because I haven't actually had a chance to put it together, get some drives in it, test it out, that sort of thing. So I'll definitely be curious about what that looks like. I'm stoked. Like I'm really stoked that TerraMaster reached out to me to give me this opportunity. Mike, that's a solid question as well. I believe that this has been out for a while. This TerraMaster F5-221. Let's see. Let's go over there. Release date. Interesting. So it looks like this has been out for a year or two. So this one came out in May of 2019. That's the F4-220 though. So it looks like this one's been out for, this one came from 19. So this one's been out for three years or so at this point. And I think it just was a matter of trying to find a cost-effective way to get something to market. Again, I'm not thrilled that it's 2 cores, 2 threads. I'm actually kind of sad that it's only 2 cores, 2 threads. But you know, that's when you're dealing with entry-level product, you're going to end up dealing with entry-level parts for that product very often. And of course, they've got other brands that you could go, higher spec on, that sort of thing. But that's kind of where we are with this device. Again, I'm just thrilled that they reached out and were like, hey, can we send you this so you can check it out and, and share it with your audience. And of course, they wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for you guys. And I really do want to say thank you to you guys for subscribing, for checking out the videos, that sort of thing. But I think what I want to do when I get this, when I actually get the drives for it, is put it through its paces. I want to see if I can put Docker on it. I want to see if I can put a different operating system on it. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do, and I just kind of want to beat the hell out of this thing and see what it's capable of, what it's not capable of. So there may be an entire video series on just beating this thing down and seeing what we can do with it. Again, that 2 cores, 2 threads is going to kind of limit us on some things, but yeah, we're going to give it a go. We're going to throw some more RAM in it. I'm going to try 4 gigs. I'm also going to try 8 gigs in that one expansion slot. I don't know why I'm still on this. Don't know why I was still on that screen, because I'm looking at the camera over here instead of the screen. Anyway, this is what happens when you're a one-man show and you don't have somebody saying, hey, pay attention. Anyway, so I do want to put, I'm going to try 4 gigs in it in that expansion slot. I'm going to try 8 gigs in that expansion slot, and just kind of see what I can do with it as far as RAM is concerned. I may put 20 terabytes of hard drive space in there and just run it as a backup for like my media collection or something like that. I may move my media collection over to this and use that, and then rededicate the Synology to something else. I've got lots and lots of options. Yeah, Carvolix, I agree. I'm definitely interested to see, what kinds of what kind of performance we get out of it. We might have to run some different tests on it. Again, I'd love to see something like TrueNAS on here. I think TrueNAS requires. Ooh, what is TrueNAS requirements? That TrueNAS requirements. Core hardware. That's for core. Okay. See, I was afraid of that. This is going to require 16 gigs. And of course, this is for core. To scale. Let's look at scale. This doesn't really tell me much. Let's look at this. Maybe. Okay, dual core 64-bit CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, 16 is recommended, 16 gig SSD boot drive. I can probably boot from a USB, hopefully. It needs at least 2 identically sized drives, a network port, RAID's not required. That's good. So we may try to throw TrueNAS on here. I'm definitely curious to see how it will deal with transcoding with that processor only being 2 cores, 2 threads, and a 2 gigahertz. Yeah, the 2 gigahertz processor speed. Man, I am so sidetracked here. So, and their website's so slow, it kills me. There we go. Yeah, Intel dual core, 2 gigs. So I'll be curious to see what kind of processing power it gets as far as transcoding is concerned. I'm stoked to try this out. Again, I'm waiting for my YouTube money to come in this month so that I can get the drives. I didn't expect this to come through as fast as it did. I wasn't expecting this for like another week. So, but I got it, and of course, like a kid in a candy store, I wanted to tear into it and see what it was about, see what it did, or at least what it looked like, that sort of thing. And there we are. We had a chance to check it out and kind of see what it looks like, what we can expect out of it. Again, I am disappointed that it's only got the one memory stick thing there on the back. Kind of disappointed in that. Would have really liked to have seen 2, but again, I think these are. When I get it plugged in, I'll have to test it out and see, what the actual specs are on this thing. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be 2 gigs on board, and then I'll throw another 4 or 8 gigs in it, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, I think that's kind of all I really wanted to cover in this stream. I just kind of wanted to just tear it apart, dig into it, kind of give you guys a chance to see what's going on in real time with me so that we can kind of explore this thing together. Do you guys have any questions about anything with this device or anything like that? I'm going to try to do these streams more often, not necessarily unboxings, but maybe unboxing streams, and then we can kind of take a look at that. But you guys have any questions about anything here, or thoughts, ideas, things you'd like to see me try to do with it? We talked about Plex. We've talked about possibly putting another operating system on it. If you guys have got other ideas, I'm all about hearing what that might be like. So yeah. Why can't I scroll in that? Weird. So anyway, let's see here. All right. Well. Yeah. Okay. So I think I don't want to keep you guys on here since I don't have anything else to say really. I wanted to thank you all for jumping in, taking a look at this unboxing and kind of tearing apart of the TerraMaster F5-221. I'm stoked to throw some drives, some more RAM in it, and just kind of beat it up and see what it does. So definitely stay tuned for that next video. Hopefully it'll come out in the next week or two, and we'll just kind of dig through it and see what happens. But I think with all of that. Wait, Carvajal. Going to try new products and see comparison. Yep. I totally agree. Checking out new things, seeing do you need all the bells and whistles, or can you get by on a budget device? Will kind of be, I think, the comparison that I'll use for this. But yeah, I think I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to let you guys go back to doing your day. Thank you for spending the last,